similar to those of their parents. What kind of parent do you think Brittany would have been, and why?
I thought that Claire's was pretty similar to her mom's, just because she seems like very caring, and hold on, I'm like having trouble reading. And then Max, I feel like, is a lot different than his dad, because his dad like never really says he's proud or anything, and I feel like even though Max is so little, he like thinks he's really like amazing, and like he makes sure to tell him he loves him and stuff, and like I don't know, I just see like a huge difference between Sam and his dad.
I agree with I agree with what Paige said, because I also know that Sam's kind of hard on himself, because I think on page 204 when the accident happened with Max, he kind of acted like it was his fault, and I can understand why he would think that, but he's really hard on himself over it, because like, just because of that he wants to get Max up for adoption, so there's other things leading up to it too, but I just feel like he's a lot harder on himself than he should be, because I think he's a good dad.
I'd agree. I said Sam's like the best parent he can be. I like his age. So I said like I think his parenting style is like a democratic parenting, because like he's not like super strict like Brittany's parents were. Like you can tell Brittany's parents are like pushy towards her and like made all of her decisions for her. I think Sam is more democratic, because like you can tell in the future he's gonna like let Max do sports, be out there and express his love for his son, like his father doesn't do as much. And like on page 23, it talks about how I tried to get Sam Max in bed by 9, didn't succeed. So like that just shows how Sam has a schedule to follow for Max's routine, and how he tries his best to figure it out, but like you can't like control babies in their sleep time. So I thought like Sam is a good parent, and Claire is like the opposite, because like Sam worries about others' opinion and Claire doesn't worry like at all. She just like at the mall, she doesn't really pay attention. She feels comfortable as a mom. She's really like outspoken and like doesn't care. But Sam's different in that type of way.
I agree. I think that they are both very good parents. I think they both are doing like all they can for their children. But I do think that Claire, like she has it may come off that she's maybe a better parent, just because I think she has a better like support system. Like on page 71, it was when we met Claire's mom, and her mom was like all over her, all over the baby, like asking questions, like trying to help, like doing everything she could. And I think she just has Claire has a really good support system. But on the other hand, Sam, like his dad helps out and he's like nice, but I don't really think his dad shows how much he cares as much as Claire's mom does, and I think that may help. I think that causes Claire to be more outgoing and more comfortable with the fact that she like is a mom.
Yeah, I agree with that she has a better support system, and it kind of makes her seem like she has things like better under control, but then I also feel like she doesn't appreciate that as much as she should, because on page 73 she says when her mom was like telling her all this stuff that she should be doing and all these like facts that she found, she said, "Oh, she treats me like a total idiot." And I feel like Sam thinks that she should appreciate that more, because he doesn't have that support system, and I think he's kind of like jealous of that in a way.
Yeah. On the same page 73, when like she's complaining that like her mom is like really overbearing and like hovers a lot, Sam wishes that he had someone to do all those things that Claire's mom does for her. But he tells Claire like that he can see like how it gets annoying. And I just think like if Sam had like that support, like I think that he'd be more comfortable being a dad. But I do think he is a good dad. Because on page 195, like he's like, I've been trying my best, and I feel like his best is good enough, and that's what makes him a good dad.
Going off of that, with them trying their best, obviously they both, like we've said, they both have very different situations that they're living in. Like on page 73 where he says, "I was standing there thinking about how great it would be to have someone to search the internet, someone to know that they have them, to put them on their backs," like when Sam was looking at Claire's situation and saying, "Wow, I wish I could have that situation." They both have very different situations, but the key, like you said, Morgan, is that they're both trying their best in what they're doing, that they're both caring for their kids the best that they can. And I think that's what's important. They're both really good parents.
Well, Well, to go along with that, I also agree. I said Sam's just a really good dad just because of what he has going on for him right now. Because for what I had was in chapter 6 on page 38 when he's doing the Cheerios, when he's talking to the teacher, and he has Max with him. He gives him the right amount of Cheerios, and he says like, "Oh, he's the right amount of Cheerios, so he doesn't make a mess." Like, he's doing really well for himself because he understands what like Max needs, like the small stuff, and that's what matters. And I think that shows how he's doing as a father for like what he has.
Do you guys think that how their parents parented them when they were little affects how they treat their kids, especially because they're so young?
I definitely think so. Just because of like what you were saying before, how Sam is like seems to be like always showing Max like how much he cares and he wants Max to know that he's like trying his hardest. I think that's just kind of because his dad isn't always there. Like his dad's there for him, but his dad isn't always like there to talk to him. His dad doesn't really show him that he's proud of him all the time, and I think that has caused him to change his parenting styles with Max.
Yeah, a big like moment I noticed like that like kind of how his dad like doesn't express himself. I feel like Sam like especially tries to make sure that he does, and on page 188 he says, "I do love you, Max. From the first day in the hospital, I've always loved you." And I just think that that's like really important because like Max probably doesn't understand like the words "I love you," but like just Sam like being able to say them, I feel like is very different from his father.
Yeah, I think he makes a point of like trying to be different from his father because he designates time to be with his child. Like on page 11, this is when he's like crawling around in the room. Like he said, like it was something on the wall to play with Max. So like he had other stuff to do, but he designated time to go play with his son. And I thought that was important because like his father doesn't really do that. Like Mitch will like go watch TV instead of like talk to Sam or something. And so like I think he's making a point to try and be better with Max.
Yeah, like we talked about that in class, that people or parents should put the needs of their kids and what they want to do before their own needs, like watching TV, like his dad does. He should be trying to help Sam out with Max a little bit more instead of putting his own needs of just wanting to relax after a long day of work. He should be trying to help him, trying to assist him in caring for Max instead.
Yeah, I agree with that because another one of the things with like being a parent is like giving up everything for them, and like that's not really seen. So like him giving up his time is like similar to like him giving up his future. Like on page 43, he talks about how he wanted to go to college, but like instead he has to get a good job so that he can support Max. And so I thought that was important because like it shows he's giving up things to like sacrifice for his kid so that Max grows up better.
So going back to like the difference between the support that Sam and Claire have, do you think that if Sam would have had like a support system from his dad or his other family members like Claire did, do you think that he still would have given Max up for adoption?
I think that if Mitch would have supported Sam more, then most definitely he'd probably keep Max, because like everything that happened throughout the book, like all his conflicts, him talking about how I'm so tired, I have Max to worry about, like him wanting to go to college, and like the reaction he got from his father after the SAT scores just like solidified it more for him, realizing that I can't have both with this kid. Like I can't go to college and have like this life and have Max at the same time, especially since the dad like insisted, saying that's not going to work, you can't, how are you going to provide for your kid while in college? So like the fact that Mitch like made it clear that he's not going to support him as much if he doesn't go to college made him think, okay, I might have to rethink this and like see what's best for Max and me.
I agree with that, because I think since Claire had such a motivation to go to college and take the SATs and do well in her future, if the roles were reversed and she didn't have so much support with her family, I don't think she would have those dreams of going to college. Like Sam was just content of, well, not like content, but like I was at peace with doing construction with his dad or whatever.
I also, well, along with that, I would say if like the roles were reversed, I would say Claire probably wouldn't have the child just because she decided to have the child because she thought she could handle it. But I mean, if she had what Sam has to go through with his like only his dad and all that, I don't would have had the kid.
But if you think of like Brittany's situation, Brittany, like, her mom was really like insistent on giving the baby up for adoption, but like Brittany felt like she didn't know that she had the support system as similar to Claire, but she still decided to keep the child, or at least try to.
So that was the end of the time for that question.